Okay, so this is being taped right now with the Sony HDR-CX190, and we're using the on-camera sound system. The disadvantage of this camera is that it does not have an input, an audio input. However, we have talked about taping your sound separately anyway, and that is really the way you ought to do things. The sound you're hearing right now was recorded on the camera itself.
We have talked about this before, about having a green screen. Now, you're looking at a green screen the way it actually is, but the advantage of having a green screen cannot be overemphasized. Now, here's the thing. The beautiful thing about the CX190 is that it focuses automatically. Now, that's a really big advantage if you're going to be making podcasts from your house, because especially if you're a one-man operation, because you simply cannot get behind the camera and focus unless you focus on something about the same plane as yourself. Well, it's one less thing to worry about. And as for this camera itself, well, you can get one of these things on eBay for about 80 bucks. That's right. And like I said, the disadvantage of having a CX190 is that it does not have an audio input. Well, if you know that going in, record your audio separately. A very dear friend of mine gave me one of the best compliments that I've ever had when he referred to my cooking videos. He said that he likes the idea that I'm not on camera because the food then really is the star. I do my very best to respect people's time because, let's face it, there are an awful lot of things to do. Here, of course, we're talking about bread being toasted, and then butter is added along with cheese. And then, of course, comes the fun. Of course, how long you boil your eggs depend entirely upon you. For me, if I'm going to be using an egg for a sandwich, I like to boil my egg for about 4, maybe 5 minutes and no longer. And what I do is once I put the egg in the boiling water, after about 4 minutes, and you've got to be very gentle in laying the egg in the hot water because it'll break. After about 4 minutes, of course, I stop the process and I add cold water. And there you have it. Toast, butter, cheese, and egg. And of course, that's the egg sandwich. You simply add salt and pepper, and you have a sandwich. You have, in essence, a meal. As for what to drink with your meal, well, that's up to you. It can be anything. It can be tea. It can be coffee, hot chocolate, milk, or just plain good old H2O water. Thank you so very much for watching this cooking video, which was made possible by Dottie Holtz, a great supporter. Thank you, Dottie. I really appreciate your help.